creatives, welcome back to day 7 of the 12 designs of Christmas. Today we are going to be creating tote bags, and we are going to start with the word Christmas. Now this is going to be a cute little saying. I'm going to put that word Christmas in our favorite al fresco font that I have been loving lately. And then we're going to move on to make a banner. Now the banner, I'm going to use the rectangle tool and just plop that right there underneath Christmas. I'm going to use the pen tool to manipulate the anchor points, the end points, and create handles by clicking and dragging to create handles and rounded edges. After we're done doing that, let's go ahead and create a square using the rectangle tool. Hold down shift and then click and drag and it creates a perfect square. I'm going to add a anchor point with the pen tool to one side, then I'm going to pull that in, and that's going to be creating the end of our banner, the little ribbon part. So I did the same process with the pen tool and creating handles and soft rounded edges for that. Duplicated that shape onto the other side and put them in place for right now. The next word we're going to use is going to be cheer. And so I'm just going to use the type tool, type out the word cheer, and I'm going to increase the visibility of this by making it larger by clicking and dragging while holding down shift to make sure that the proportions stay the way they're supposed to stay. And I wanted to add a little bit of an arc to this and realized I was on the wrong setting. I was on arc lower, and I really just wanted to use the effect of arc to look like it's dipping a little bit. And then I turned the fill color to white. For the next phrase, I'm going to duplicate the word Christmas, and then I'm going to change it to all year just so I can save myself some time. I wanted it to be in the same font. So this is going to read Christmas cheer all year. I thought it was really cute. From there, I'm just going to make sure they're all stacked and placed exactly where I want them. That way they're all aligned to the center. And then we're going to use the pen tool to create some wisps of Arctic wind, if you will. So I'm creating that in kind of like a backwards S shape, I guess you would say. The fewer points you use, the better. You only need 2 points to make a curve, so I did that for each end. I then manipulated the points using the white direct selection tool, and then I duplicated that shape onto the other side, making sure that everything is even. From there, let's go ahead and create another shape. I just did like a little tiny upside down question mark. I created that with a pen tool, then I duplicated that one to the other side. Then I decided that since it's going to be winter wind, like wisps of wind, they should be blue. So I have a nice icy blue from my pre-selected swatches. And then I'm just using the spherical tool to create little puffs of snow up in the air, like snow falling down. And I put them sporadically all above the word Christmas. Next, we're going to create some mittens. So we're just going to use the sphere tool for most of this. I created an oblong oval, and then a smaller oblong oval to make like your classic mittens, the ones that don't have fingers in them, just like your classic cutesy mittens. Then I put those shapes next to each other and pathfinded them together. I then used the spherical tool to also make the bottom of the mitten and just manipulating those points. I did select the entire mitten and make it red, but then on second thought I realized that there needs to be some contrast, so I made the bottom part of the mitten white and then put a stroke on it in the same red as the mitten, and I grouped them together by pressing Control G or Command G if you're on a Mac so that they're one grouping. Duplicated the mitten and put it on the other side. So there's one on each side of all year. That way it's just all nice and nestled in there. So this is looking pretty good, but the wisps of wind are looking really stark. So I chose the width tool, and I love this tool because you can really just change the width of the line that you had created, and I'm pulling in to a fine point each end and then making the middle whiter so they look more, how would you say, a little bit more delicate. So after doing that to each shape of the wisps of wind, I then duplicated that one side to put over to the other side, as you see here. Everything's looking pretty good, but that banner is looking really flat. So we're going to add a freeform gradient, and I'm going to start with the ribbon end on the left and add 3 different green colors. And then I put that behind everything by pressing Control Shift left bracket all at once, and it sets it behind everything if it's on the same layer. I duplicated that shape and put it on the other side, and then I added the freeform gradient to the big middle section of the banner behind cheer. And that's how it's looking so far. Pretty good, I think. On second thought, I realized that maybe that word cheer is not in the font that I would like, so I just rifled through a few to make sure that this is really the font that I want. And the font I chose was Brie. I've been really enjoying that font. And this is how the canvas bag design looks, or tote bag. Canvas bag, tote bag, same thing. So this is how the design looks, and enjoy the end screen where you get to see the whole thing when it's put through production. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you for day 8. Bye guys!